This client onboarding process is going to blow your mind because it hasn't been that long since I developed the SMAA model, also known as Social Media Automation Agency. And while I was just, down here developing my client onboarding process, I was thinking, I had my camera next to me. I was like, why not just record this, turn this into a video, plus I'm documenting it anyway. And I was like, okay, let's just record this and document it for you guys to watch in case you want to start a social media automation agency as well. So let me put one right here. Let's do sales call. And then I'll do plus contract. So this is going to be for sure the first one. I'm not doing anything before this. Remember, this is just for onboarding. There's going to be 6 steps in the client onboarding process. There's going to be a bunch of mini steps under that. So for this sales call on plus contract, which is going to be the first step, we're actually going to get on the call. You're going to get on the call and you're going to close them. And as soon as you close them, let's make that the first step. And then we're going to put send contract. And right under that, we're going to put send payment link. This is what we'd usually do. I mean, you can send the payment link before the contract, whatever you want to do. And then right after that, we're actually going to do account setup. So they already, got on the call. We closed them. We sent the contract. We sent the payment link. They're done with that. So we're actually going to set up the accounts. So let's do account setup. And excuse my handwriting. Again, I suck at writing. So we're going to set up their high-level CRM. This is just the tool that we're going to use when it comes to actually automating posts to their page, as well as doing the comment automation. And I guess you can use this for DM automation if you're not going to hire a VA to do it for you, or maybe like a social media manager to manage their account. Maybe they're not doing DMs, but even if they aren't, you can just still use high level to automate DMs in their account. And especially for comment automation, you don't want to go to ManyChat and pay an extra subscription for something that's just already in high level. Plus it's a CRM and automation tool. So definitely set up their high level account. Next, you want to set up their account for automated target audience engagement. So this is a tool that's going to actually engage with other people that are in their target audience. So let's say you're doing a marketing agency for people without a website. It's going to look for those people without a website and it's going to engage with their posts, with their stories. That's actually pretty advanced. It's pretty cool. And I do use a specific tool for this, except I'm only giving it to people who are in my coaching program, which I'm going to start really soon as soon as I launch the school community. But for now, there is a tool you can actually use called Phantom Buster that actually does this for you, except you just need to gather all the contacts and then have the AI do it for you. I'll definitely make a video on that soon, but let's just put automate engagement. We also want to set up their clipping tool. So whatever tool you're using to clip their long form and turn it into short form, if you don't have a VA for this or like a social media manager who's going to do this for you, then you can use tools like, I always say this in my videos, people are probably annoyed of it, but Opus Clips. I love this tool. It's still really, really good. Or there's even other tools for this too. I'm not sure which ones, I only use this tool. And then something else you can set up is their Google Drive folder. So this one's going to be really important because you're going to have everything in here. So shout out to Preston. I'm not sure if you guys know him, Preston Rhodes. I watched his onboarding video and he did a really good job explaining all of this. So for the Google Drive folder, you're going to have the meeting calls that you had. You're gonna have the recordings in there, the contract that they signed in the beginning, their payment, maybe confirmation. You're going to have everything that the client would need in this folder, as well as you're going to put it in the Slack channel, which we're going to go over in a little bit. So under this really quickly, let me actually put some things that would actually be in this folder. So we're gonna have the contract. Let me put that there. We're going to have templates. So whatever templates you're going to do for this, and then we're going to have content calendar. So the templates could be pretty much for anything, whatever you want to use templates for. For the content calendar, this can be like a calendar that they can actually go in and see, and they can actually see the content that you've actually planned out for them. They can maybe review it and accept it or reject it. The only thing though is that this can be a little bit tricky because it's like a bottleneck in the business. If they keep saying no, 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 no to all of the content, then they're stopping us from doing our job. So there needs to be a little bit of trust there, and you need to actually make sure you're doing high quality content for the client. So definitely, explain what type of content that the client wants before you actually go out and create that, or maybe even have a VA or a social media manager do it for you, just so you can save all of that time and you don't have a bottleneck in your business. Some other things we could have is branding styles and guides. Branding guides, let's just put this, and then styles. And then here's an optional one that you can also add. This is going to be optional. You can also add content that they already have uploaded. just so you can see the comparison. Okay, cool. So we did the first step. We have the sales call plus the contract. We closed them, we sent the contract, and we sent the payment. And right after that, we did their account setup. So we set up their high-level account. We set up the automated engagement tool, which can be either Phantom Buster or the tool that I go over in my coaching program, or even the school community, which I'm still setting up. I'm in the process of that. And we're going to set up their Google Drive folder. So this is going to be the contract, the templates, content calendar, branding guides and styles. And also this is optional content that was already published so that you can compare it in the future. And actually one more thing that I want you to add in here is going to be an analytics sheets. So for me, what I usually do is send monthly or weekly or bi-weekly reportings to all of my clients for social media automation. Though you can even have it as like a Google Sheet in here, which I have that. So all of the video content, all of the data, all of the outreach data, everything like that is going to be in this analytics sheet. So they can just go in it and then they can see it whenever they want. It depends on what we're helping them with, but we're going to go over pretty much all of the analytics and everything else in the monthly calls or the weekly calls that we have with the clients. So hopefully you actually took a screenshot of all of this, because I'm going to erase that. You can even pause the video and that would work for you too, I guess. I can't really pause real life, unfortunately. So the next one is going to be pretty important. This is going to be the Slack channel. So let's do Slack setup. And this is going to be our main communication channel with the client. And it's pretty important because we're going to have our team members in here, we're going to have the client in here, and they're going to be able to send content that they want us to edit or even post for them in the future. And they're going to tell us what time, what date, what type of content that they want, all that stuff. It's going to be the main communication hub that we're going to have with our client. So under this, we're going to invite them, of course. And you can even automate this in high level. Maybe I should make a video on actually the automation process. Okay, so we're going to invite them, of course, and we're going to have a welcome message. Okay, so we're going to invite them and we're gonna have a welcome message for our team, or maybe it can even be automated. And another thing we're going to do is we're going to, okay, this marker, we're going to notify our team members ASAP. Notify team ASAP. So this is going to be via an email, or you can even be SMS. With high level, you can do all of this stuff. So notify team ASAP that a new client has joined the Slack channel and that they need onboarding ASAP. So the team's gonna be notified and the client is gonna be in the Slack channel. And I just remembered Slack does not allow you to automate the invite. So I guess we need to do that manually. So I guess this would go before inviting the client. So notify team that a client needs to be invited. So I guess that's how the sequence would go. And they can just greet each other in there. I'll put like a little quotation marks, hi, or something like that. You know, not obviously it's not gonna be hi, it's gonna be way more professional. But obviously they're gonna greet each other and they're gonna meet each other for the first time and they're gonna be working together. So they're gonna have a good relationship. And keep in mind, the team is going to be people like, we can do a social media manager, or it can even be like a video editor. You know, again, depending on what you're helping the client with when it comes to social media automation, the main one is probably going to be a social media manager, because obviously you can't be doing it yourself the whole time. And it's going to be a video editor. And of course you can be in there as well. And whoever else you want to add in there is going to be in the Slack channel. And actually in the Slack channel, you're going to want to invite them to the Google folder. Boom. So now that the Slack is set up, we notified the team, we invited the client, we sent the welcome message, and the team's already in the Slack channel, and we invited them to the Google folder. Now what we need to do is actually send them the onboarding form. So number 4, we're going to do onboarding form, and this can be via email. We don't have to do this in the Slack channel, but we want to make sure they actually fill this out. And if they don't, then we'll actually notify them in the Slack channel eventually. But onboarding form. So here we're actually going to gather a bit more details on their business. So the details that we didn't get over the call. So we're going to gather details and we're going to review it and store it in the Google folder. We have the Slack set up and we actually sent the onboarding form and they filled that out. And if they don't, then we're going to send, we can even automate this in high level with the forms actually. So if they don't fill it out, I'll show, you know, I'll just create another video about this, how to create this onboarding process in high level or even make.com. I know Preston did that in Zapier, but you know, there's a bunch of ways to do it. I'll show you guys how to do it, but we're actually going to notify them if they don't do the onboarding form. Notify if incomplete. Same thing with the contract. We need to notify them for that as well. And then payment, that should already be done 100%. So notify if incomplete. And we can even notify them in the Slack channel as well with the team members telling them to do it. Okay, so make sure you screenshot this as well. I'll get out the frame for a little bit. So that's gonna be good. Now, I don't wanna erase this really quickly because it's going to be important for a little bit. So I'll erase this. We don't need that anymore. Put that here. So what I wanna do next is actually, so we did that onboarding form. So number 5, now that we have all the specific details about them and their business that we didn't get over the call, we're actually going to personalize everything for them now. So this is where it actually starts to get a little bit fun because now we actually know how we can help them in a tailored or more personalized way instead of just a general way based off their niche. So let me box this in really quickly. So 5, personalized templates and content. So for templates, this can be a bunch of different templates. But let's just we can do content ideas and we can do social media. I'll just put SM for social media, post ideas. And actually I already have an automation for social media post ideas every single day. And actually I already released a short form video that did pretty good actually on a lot of platforms about social media post ideas, content ideation, automation every single day on Google Sheets. So make sure you go check that out. You might have to look for it, but yeah, you'll find it. And then what else can we have as a template? We have content ideas. We have social media post ideas. Next, we can actually share personalized templates and content ideas, or maybe just templates with them. So these are really important. We have the personalized templates and content. We have the onboarding form. Maybe 5 can be a little bit more adjusted. I'll probably adjust that in the future, but for right now, it's gonna stay like this. And the next one is actually going to be pretty important as well. So the next one is actually going to be a kickoff call. And the kickoff call is important because this is where you actually have everything set up, the contracts set in place, they paid, you have the personalized ideas. So in the kickoff call, you're going to go over onboarding form, the onboarding form that they actually submitted to us. We're going to confirm their goals that they shared with us maybe in the first call or the second call that they had with us. So we're going to confirm client goals. Then we're going to review our strategies together and output content as well. So let me add that. And lastly, we're going to set expectations. So right now, my actual offer in my funnel, it's probably done right now. I'm recording the video tomorrow, most likely, for my funnel page. But my offer is going to be 20 plus appointments in 30 days. And I guarantee you, we can actually do this. Especially with the AI tools that we have now, we can definitely reach 20 plus appointments booked in 30 days. So the kickoff call. So for the kickoff call, this is exactly what we're gonna need. Now I'm gonna erase this and I'm gonna talk about the checklist really quickly. All right, so I took some time and I actually wrote down the client checklist right after the kickoff call with us. So first, I want them to review all of the shared documents, the contracts, the content tablets, and the drive folder. Second, I want them to confirm the branding preferences. So whether we're gonna be editing for them or maybe doing their photos for them or just posting for them, anything with content related to content. I mean, the editing's already in part of the bundle, but I just want them to confirm their preferences with that. I want them to provide access to the socials that we're gonna be helping them scale or helping them with. Complete the onboarding form if they haven't done it already. Prepare content, the first batch, if they're going to be sending us content for us to edit or whatever, similar to the confirming, but we're going to be actually preparing content for them, so editing all that stuff. 6, I want them to check the content calendar. So it's going to be a calendar full of all the content that we have planned. I want them to check it and then confirm if they like it or if they dislike it. I want them to review and confirm via Slack everything so far. I want them to confirm the timeline for content approval and automation because we're going to have multiple different automations running, but we'll explain it all to them. As well as content is going to be posted daily. Of course, we have to be consistent with that. 9, monitor engagement. So via analytics sheet, or it can be weekly reports, it can be a go ahead level, or it can be inside of the app that they're gonna use, that we're gonna automate for them, that we're gonna scale for them. And then 10, I tried to squeeze this one in, add weekly calls to calendar because we're going to be going over everything in those weekly or monthly calls or bi-weekly calls. So hopefully this video is valuable. Take everything that I just said about onboarding, apply it to your AI business, or if you're doing social media automation, well, you can join my AI community below. You can learn from me one-on-one. I'm going to do coaching soon. And if you're looking to automate your social media, just click the first link in the description, book a call with me. I'm going to do a free social media audit for you and see how we can automate your social media, get you more qualified leads. Anyhow, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.